Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 634. Today we'll be doing battle in the Bazaar with Dooley. And so Dooley will be the last of the champion intros we need to do. We've covered off on Pygmalion, we've covered off on Vanessa. Dooley is the last champion out here we haven't done a gameplay video on yet. And what we're going to see is the core mechanic with Dooley is going to be the core. I'll go ahead and get the core pulled up here as we can. I think there's like 5 or 6 different versions of it, but this is going to be Dooley's starting item in every single game, and you can't sell it. And so everything that Dooley does really does come in and tie in to whichever core that you choose, and then you're ideally going to be heavily building around that core as far as the game goes. And so up here on the screen we have the ignition core, which activates after 8 seconds. It gives your items to the right bonus burn effects, and then when you use an item to the left, this charges 1, so this activates faster. We're going to see this left or right kind of thing all throughout Dooley's mechanics. Up next is the shield core. Same thing with this one. When it activates, it gives you that bit of shield, but the shield items to the right get the +5 shield for the fight. Whenever you use an item to the left, it gets a hit of charge, so it activates 1 faster. Down here with the companion core, very similar ability. It activates a little bit faster, but when the companion core pops off, you haste all of your friends, and then when you use another friend, you charge the companion core by 1. And so these really tie in heavily to what Dooley is going to be doing throughout the course of your Bazaar run. The way I really think of Dooley, for those of you that came from Legends of Runeterra, is this is very much like the Elites mechanic. It really drives home chasing after a very linear strategy. And if you're able to assemble a whole bunch of one keyword, then you're probably off to the races. If you can't assemble your keywords, then you're probably going to struggle. It shouldn't be very challenging to figure that out. As we look at the burn core, giving bonuses to burn items, you probably want a lot of burn items with this thing. At the shield core, giving bonuses to the shields, think about it, you probably want a lot of shields. And last but not least, the companion core here, giving bonuses based on friends, you probably want a lot of friends. If you have 0 friends on the board, the companion core does literally nothing. And if you have the 8 companions on board, or the 8 friends on board, then this is going to be activating very, very fast. And so it's a big thing to keep in mind which core you select, as it's going to make a humongous influence on the remainder of the game. Dragging the companion core here and then just stacking a bunch of burn items might get you some wins, but it's probably not the strongest strategy at the end of the day. And so, aside from Dooley mechanically, or at least as far as the core goes, he has a few other concepts that really apply into what he's going to be doing. He has a lot of items called tools, and so as he works through his workshop or whatever, he gets a collection of tools. They tend to activate the core more frequently or apply haste to other items. You do see a lot of speed-based items, so haste making ours activate faster, charge making ours activates faster, slow making our opponent's items activate slower, and then freeze, stopping your opponent's item for doing anything for a certain amount of time. We see quite a bit of those mechanics across Dooley, and then the kind of size of companion matters is something that's very interesting to me, and that's something that I think is, I'm curious in the design decisions as far as Dooley goes, because the size of the things really matters with these units. And so if we want to say, look at the companion core, getting haste applied to your other friends doesn't really matter so much based on the size, right? Applying haste to 8 hexes worth of units is pretty similar across the board, but when you use another friend, charging your core by 1 definitely gets a lot of bonuses by having small ones on the board. If we have 8 small companions or 8 small friends on the board, we're going to be getting a lot more activations as far as this core is concerned, to where if we just had the companion core on board with 2 large items, we would only have 2 things that can come in and charge up the core. And so I'm curious to see if the tempo team applies any changes to this into the future, as to where it feels pretty weak to really go after the bigger items as far as this champion is concerned. because you don't get as many of the bonuses, right? Same thing with the ignition core. If we have 8 burn items, whenever the ignition core activates, we would be getting 8 bonuses across the board. If we have 2 large items, or say 1 large, 1 medium, 1 small, that's only going to be 2 or 3 activations whenever the ignition core goes, and it doesn't get as many level ups. It doesn't get as many charges. And so as we progress through the game today, you're probably going to see us really focus in heavily on the small items all the way across the game. The last thing that's kind of interesting to me with this is like the left or right theme. If you were a fan of backpack battles, I feel like it's executed here, fairly well. With backpack battles, it was a real pain in the dick to come out and try and do a lot of Tetrising to get your board lined up in the proper way. Only having this one line of hexes and then having something on the left or something on the right make something happen feels much, much, much cleaner. I don't think that these cores are that strong in terms of gameplay right now, but it is what it is. Last thing to call out with the cores is going to be the subtype line up here at the top. The ignition core here being a medium, a core, and unsellable. You cannot sell these cores. You can put them in your bag. You don't have to use it. So if we end up in a spot to where, the ignition core is not really doing anything, we didn't land on any burn items, we're chasing after something else, we're not forced to use it, but you are certainly at a disadvantage if you do not. Some of these cores do have additional keywords. You can see on the companion core, it has the friend keyword. And if we get the damage-based ones, they, I believe, have the weapon keyword. And so there are a lot of subtypes across the board as far as these go. And so, jumping into the gameplay, all of these cores are reasonable. I think the weapon ones are a bit undertuned right now. I think you want to be either going after Ignition or Companion as far as the early game here goes. And I'm going to just go ahead and kick it off with the Companion core. Now, if this is your first round with Dooley, a couple of very important things to note as we go on. It's trying to see, like clockwork here, when you level up, give the core plus 30 damage. Our core does not deal damage, so this is a completely dead skill at this point. Taking like clockwork is just not going to do anything whatsoever with the companion core. I initially thought, cool, it's just going to apply damage to the companion core. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Not what it does, not what it does. So look to stay away from that. Otherwise, not a particularly strong start here. Another thing to watch out with the companion core is it is very easy to get into the early PvE rounds and not be able to do anything. If you get like the companion core and then an item that just boosts the speed of your core, or a slow item or something, it's very easy to get into these early rounds and not actually be able to deal damage, not actually be able to scale up as far as like stacking shields or stacking poisons or whatever is concerned. And so we'll keep that in mind. I took those losses to give you a little bit of knowledge. And as far as the start goes, I'm going to take toughness. I do like the burn mechanic as far as the friends go. We'll probably touch in on that a little bit later, but I'm not a huge fan of the medium items getting this bonus. If we kicked off with the flame core, I'd probably be fine with this since the core is a medium item, but here I'm going to take toughness. This is going to stack in with our idea of trying to just use a bunch of small units across the board. This plays out nicely if we have like 3 or 4 small shield-based units, and so we'll see if that's a thing as we go. So on the first round here, medium or large items, not super interested in. Shield skills, maybe okay, but we don't have any shields at this point, and a small burn item. And I think that maybe we can get out of this, right? We get another shop out of this before we go to the PvE rounds. If we hit like literally anything that does damage or shield, we'll probably feel okay. And so I'm going to be a little greedy here. I'm going to come in and take the shield skill, see what we get out of these. Your small items get 3. That's kind of nice. Mediums don't care. Giving your shield items crit is fine, and your large gets the big bonus. I'm going to go again for these smaller type items here. Oh shit, I forgot. I thought that the PvE round was at hour 3, not at hour 2. I've made this mistake many times before as well. And so as far as these go, we don't want to fight the Viper. If we go against Poison, they're going to scale on us too hard. I think we might be able to beat Haunted Kimono. I'm not entirely certain what this battle is at this point, but shields is probably going to outscale us. And so We'll see. Strap in for this exciting round here with old Bust of just doing literally nothing in the combat. We could have gone to like the medium large item shop, but I'm so unimpressed by those. And I guess at least this way, like we only miss out on um, like one experience point. He may not even get up to 250 at this point. We might actually be able to just beat the kimono here. He's at 214. Okay, we actually get the win. I've just run into some of the poison rounds, and the poison rounds will outscale you and get the win. Look at that. Taking this one down with 6 health at the end of the day. I knew we could do it. I knew we had it in us. And the shield scrap's pretty good if we can pick up a small item here. Didn't really come together. Let's go with Aaliyah here, see if we get a good small weapon. I was going to say, this is perfect, having the Chris Army Knife turn up. It's got the shield skill for it. It does a little bit of damage, and it counts as a friend. And so everything we need to start trying to pop off here at this point. And then I'm also just going to go ahead and take the laser pistol. I definitely want to make sure that we get our bag filled out this round before we hit the opponent. So not really the strongest start, right? Just the companion core and the Chris Army Knife. We could look to take a roll here, but that strikes me as just a little bit greedy. And so like I think our Chris Army Knife is actually fairly strong at this point. No good. Get a small shield item out of the guard locker. The Gear Nola bar. It's not super strong. If we had extra space, we would put it in, but I think I would rather have the damage here up against Vanessa. All right, so not horrible. We expected the horrible start to come out. We've we've navigated it a little bit. Opponent doesn't have a ton of damage here. There's no way his crit boots are going to outscale our Chris. So I'm pretty certain we win this round. Nice having all these friends out here doing friend things, you know. The damage that we're doing is, you know, fairly relevant. If we like, it's tough for us to battle through his heal, but if we can at least keep his shields in check before the sandstorm hits, then I feel pretty good about the round, right? We're up like 60 health at this point, so I'm pretty sure we're okay. Got a little pew-pewing in there at the end. That's how the pros do it. Just like that. Okay, so what do we got here? Silver items, max health guy. I don't like this early in the game, or a slow item. Fairly weak start. We just really want to find those small item rounds. And so let's see if something silver turns up. Not really what we're looking for. The soldering gun, we don't have any of the other burn friends at this point, so it's not that exciting. The pulse rifle is fairly decent early. But we'll want to sell it fairly quick. The problem for me with the pulse rifle is it's kind of expensive, right? It's 8 gold at this stage of the game. I guess it is probably better than the laser pistol, though. And we could, I guess, just cut out the core, since it doesn't do anything here in the early rounds, and so maybe that's okay. So let's see as far as the upgrades go. The tools getting the cooldowns kind of reduced as whatever. The same thing with the cooldown on the core. Like the thing with Dooley right now is he's far and away the weakest champion in the game. It's like you could talk about it for the entirety of another video, in the sense that I'm curious where Tempo stands on how long they want these battles to last. Right, on the current patch right now, well, there should be a patch coming out today for me as you watch this. Tomorrow on Election Day out here in America, the things might be a little bit different, but things are so fast right now between the skyscraper builds and the crit builds with Vanessa that your opponent might just kill you in 3 seconds, and so your items don't get time to activate. And so having things like a 7-second companion core doesn't sound that interesting. But where this tangent is going is like these 5% upgrades to the core don't really feel like a ton, right? Taking like a 10% upgrade on a companion core would be 0.7 seconds, and so a 5-second upgrade is 0.35 seconds. It's just like not a huge bit of relevance on this. Like, it's not nearly the same as, say, adding 5% crit to an item. And so, curious to see how that plays out here in the future. I'm going to just go ahead and take Scavenger Hunt. These loot items tend to be fairly okay. We're going to have friends across the board. Could probably sell them for something fairly reasonable. So up next, we got medium and large items. Ooh, crit skills, or just get an item. I think we're just stuck just getting an item on this round. We can flesh out all of our bag space at this point with the pulse rifle, right? And then we can look to just get an item since we don't have any money. What is it? The security camera. Not super stoked about it. I think I'd rather have the pulse rifle at this point. And what can we sell? We do have the Gear Nola bar if we want to upgrade with gunpowder, but I think there's a lot more interesting ammo type items than Gear Nola bar. So I'm going to skip that. Might as well pick up the regenerate. Might as well pick up the experience. Don't have any poison items at the moment. So what are we going to battle with here? I can't remember if we can beat this rogue scrapper. He has some items that we're kind of interested in. But we are like a little weak here today. I think maybe we look to, this might be enough to do it, I guess. Like if we want to put the Gear Nola bar in and then tick it up one, that's going to give us an extra 35 health. It's just giving us 70 as it is. I think 70 health is going to just be like a lot better than the 30 damage this laser pistol is going to do. We're going to be getting our damage out of the pulse rifle. I think that's okay. I'd really like to win this round. Let's just sell the gunpowder. Hopefully that helps us lock it in. I've been deciding if I want to take the time to come in and like record all of these items to put them out there on the site. Like it would be very good to have this like easily accessible. It's just like I don't want to put the time into it and then Tempo be like, well, here's an API to access everything. Thanks for taking all the time to do that. So we'll see. Can't tell if we're doing damage fast enough here. We got that initial burst of shields, but now this junkyard club is really bringing the deeps on us. Sandstorm hits. Looks like it's gonna be going towards the scrapper here. Damn. That's a bummer. These items aren't that spectacular. It's not like we missed out on any friends in here, but losing out on the experience definitely sucks. It's like, especially in this space to where Dooley's so much weaker than the other two champions, like losing sucks when you're then falling behind in terms of levels. But we do get a good shop here. Tinker is exactly who we're looking for. Gonna just pick up all of the small friends that we can. So Wallace is good. The cooldown thing is good. I don't like Kim snails. Just the slow mechanic is too slow at this point. So we'll skip past that. Definitely want to take a roll and just try and pick up any more small friends that we can. So Chris Army Knife we definitely want. Gonna pick up this Copper Ed as well. We just gotta sell some stuff to get there. Guess we should have purchased these in the other order so we could sell the extract. But this is fine. And so what I recommend kind of doing here with this friend style of build is just taking all of them, and then as you get to kind of upgrade them across the course of the game, you can keep your best ones on board. And so like as Walter Cooler gets worse in the later stages of the game, you can just take him out and put a more relevant friend back in. But not a bad set here. Walter Cooler wants us to have adjacent friends, right? So when you use an adjacent friend, charge it. We'll put the Chris Army Knife and the Wallace next to him, since those are going to be the fastest activating ones. So we should be in good shape there. Now, that's a bummer. We got the dude selling small items, but we don't have a ton of... I guess we've got $6 here. Let's spend it. And so we got the upgrade to Walter Cooler. Don't tell me I can't afford that. Don't tell me what I can't do. I've been watching Lost, so we get to say. Don't tell me what I can't do. Oh, John Locke out there. So glad to add that in. We could look to pick up another one of these smaller ones or just roll and look for a friend. I'm just going to roll and look for a friend here. Everybody needs some friends in life, and oh, this is one of the good ones. The bomb squad is good, and then there's another. The main two damage dealers we're going to look for are going to be bomb squad, but then more so, there's another burn one that gets a stack of burn every time a friend activates, and he's going to be the way that we're out here dealing damage today. And so, nice additions there. Glad that we went in and took that role. All right, so going in up next, old Pygmalin turns up. I think we're going to keep Walter Cooler in. I'm tempted to just take like Chris Army Knife out now, but I guess maybe the bomb squad is just the weakest one. He's not going to do it. We're not stacking enough burn to have the burn stack at this point, right? He's going to activate like every 3.5 seconds, and so we need to do 4 burn if he's activating 3.5 seconds to get stacked. So we'll leave that behind. All right. Pygmalin's not going to have any skyscrapers yet. Let's see if we can get the boom on him. Man, I mentioned Election Day. It's time to talk politics. I hope you tuned in this far so you can hear my stance on politics. This is all it's going to be. And so the thing that really chaps my ass, the thing that really gets me going is like there's so much in terms of advertising these days. Like any of you fellow boomers out there that have like Google searched a major appliance, like you probably see dishwasher sales for the next like months on end. Like they're nonstop, months on end. You're getting those advertisements, and then there's always the thought of oh I said cat food, and now I'm seeing cat food advertisements. Like that's not entirely reality. It is a thing to a degree, but not as much as it gets talked about on the internet. But the thing that really burns me is like I already voted and I want to be done with political advertisements. I'm just tired of seeing it. It literally affects me in no way. I can't go back and change my vote. Nothing is gonna change in the way that my voting happened. Google knows. Google fucking knows that like I Google searched the location of the polling place. They watched my GPS data seeing me go from my home to the polling place and hanging out there for like 15 minutes and then driving back home. They fucking know. They fucking know that I went and voted. And so just put that into AdSense, plug that around, spread it to Facebook, send it to NBC or whoever, and just cut the fucking advertisements out. It's no longer relevant to me. That's just a waste of money. Now show me advertisements for like cat food or Little Caesars or Call of Duty 6 or whatever the fuck you want me to see. And I don't have to see all this nonsense anymore. And so vote for me. I'm gonna run for politics, and that's gonna be my platform. Is harvest all the fucking data you want, use it to the best of your ability, but don't be wasting these advertisers' dollars on people that already voted. And so cut that shit out, right? I feel like that's a valid political statement. You heard it here first. Feel free to ratio me in the comments. But moving forward, we lost the round. I thought we would have the potential to win. It's a bit of a bummer. We're still getting some upgrades out here, and so hopefully we can pick this up in the future. We got small items, silver skills, or a weapon. Anytime we see small items, I'm going to go in and try and take them. And so let's see what we get out of this. Garbage as far as these are going. Like we could look to pick up Ballista. I think this one is kind of okay. It works nicely with the companion core, but we're good on like bag space at this point, right? We already have another companion in bag, and so getting another friend in bag, and so I'm not super interested in that one. I want to find another small one if we can. Didn't turn up. Bit of a bummer. Don't really want metronome. Kind of a shitty round. But this is the kind of elites aspect I was talking about as far as Dooley goes. You've picked the friends thing. Now you're trying to pick up the best friends that you can, and if the best friends don't turn up, your build is going to fall apart a little bit. And so, bit of a bummer there. And so with these remaining things, I can't really afford any of this stuff, so I'm just going to pick the +3 regenerate. It's at least not useless. It's not the strongest one, but it is kind of okay. Now, with the rest of these things, Friendship is Magic is fine. It boosts pretty much all of our units. Your burn items have their cooldown reduced by 3%. Again, this is such like a meaningless upgrade, giving you like a tenth of a second faster activation. It's just garbage. I do think it's okay globally, right? If we're hitting 5 or 8 friends with the Friendship Ring, that kind of cooldown reduction is fine, but I think we just want to come in and take Friendship as Magic. The guy in the bin doesn't worry about it, so fair collection of upgrades there. Now with these, I'm going to fight the Tempest Flame Dance here. I don't think he has flame items that we exactly want, but I know that he does have burn items, so we'll go there. Don't want frost items. I'm curious what the eccentric Aetheryte does. I don't know. She's got kind of like shocky looking things in here. this is the way you got to pick the fights. You know, she's holding a grenade and shocky things, and so maybe she does like ammo type items. I don't know. We're going to the burn one though. Oh shit! We didn't put our. Okay, good time for the game to kick us out. Curious if a patch just dropped. I know the patch is supposed to come out today, and so I'm curious how that'll affect our run here. Hope we get to finish it. I don't want to just like record this for a half hour and then have to stop. Have to talk about the election again, you know. I gotta come out here with the old bust knowledge bombs, and so let's see. When you use an adjacent friend to haste this thing, he should be next to Walter, right? Now we have both of our fastest ones next to Walter. Okay, I think that's fine. Flame Dancer, let's go.
No, I am not a dervish. That's offensive.
Alright, so yeah, he's got some flame items, just not anything we'll use. We're not going to use a fiery cutlass, but maybe selling off cinders or something is not useless for us. One thing I will say about these PvE rounds is we're making this build out is it's important to try and dodge the poison rounds, at least as we're kind of weak at the moment. The way that we're going to end up surviving a lot of these rounds early is just getting this big shield stack and then making it to the sandstorm. But poison doesn't care about shields, and so it's very challenging to actually beat the poison opponents. So you're going to want to try and dodge those if you can with this style of build, but it's going to apply to anything that you do, right? So sometimes you're just going to run into a counter comp and you want to avoid it to the best of your ability. Alright, so what do we got? Fiery Cutlass. Not really amped about it, but sells for 4 gold. Small item friend turns up. That's very nice.
If you have to ask the price.
What you got for us? Got the bomb squad turning up. Wonderful. It is kind of interesting, the rays. There are... I know there's a freeze ray, a damage ray, a burn ray, and a poison ray. They are kind of strong in the sense that it's one of the better things you can do with the worst champion in the game, but I think we're pretty locked in on the friends at this point, so I'm going to let that go. Don't really want Power Stander. It's not a friend. You know, that's all we're really looking for here. What do we got here? No friends? Bummer. Story of my life, am I right? What are we going to do? Anything? Duct tape could fit. If we want to just make sure we have one last item before we get into the... I can't even afford it? Fuck. We got stuff to sell though, right? There we go. And so if we want to make sure that we have a full board before we fight the PvP round. So what do we got? Tools, abandoned chest, and tool. Not that interesting. Not interested in tools, only interested in friends, and so take the abandoned chest. Give me that experience. Alright. Off to battle Vanessa. I'm interested, it's like if we're just going to jump into battle and the crit knife doesn't crit off itself anymore, right? That's one of the more popular Vanessa builds right now is the throwing knives that we built around in the previous video. It activates on itself, so if you get it to 100% crit, it immediately just spends all of its charges. And that's the strong Vanessa build at the moment. I'm curious if we come in and it only activates off of other items here in the middle of the game. I think we're doing okay here, though. I mean, he's scaling up a little bit. His little knife, his Umezawa's Jitte here is stacking up a little bit in terms of damage, but we seem to be doing okay. The thing that's kind of poor for us right now is we're kind of lacking in terms of a scaling mechanic. We do have this one bot thing giving us a little bit of health scaling, but we don't have anything that, like, when you activate something, then your shields get +3 shields or whatever. I think we're okay this round, though. Seems like it's going fine. Alright, I saw that neg 14 at the top. It's so confusing when you see like all of these numbers, like 0, 14, 123, and then trying to figure out if you actually won. I'm sure it'll come to us in due time. But alright, got a victory. Sells items, silver skills, or a small friend. Like, I'm kind of interested in the skills, but the friends are so tough to pass up. We'll just spend that money a little bit later. Good hit. Loading up the bomb squad. What do we got? Cooldown, upgrade your shield item, or get a tool. I do like upgrading this Copper Ed. He's, you know, just kind of a damage-based thing. You gotta scale somewhere. All right, shield items, shield skills, or gold. This will be a good time for a shield skill. Shield skill. It's like I get so self-conscious about my dumbass hick accent, and then I know it kicks out on occasion. And then you got to try and say things like shield skill, shield skill. That's Appalachian for you, for you people across the pond. When you hear those real drawn out vowels, it typically gets attributed to only the smartest people on the planet. That's our thing here in Appalachia. Not the truth at all. But all right, what do we got? Crit on shield items, sure. The microfiber is fine. We have all these small bros. Don't want the medium shield thing. And then upgrading shield equal to your level is fine as well. Again, I'd rather have something scaling, but we didn't have any of that turn up. We get +6 on microfiber, or we get +4 now on heavy metal, but heavy metal will be better later in the game. I'm just going to pick the one that's going to continue to scale up. I don't think that getting like +6 is a huge difference right now. Maybe we should just take the crit. Okay. I'm on board. I convinced myself just go crit. And so what do we got? Boiler Room Brawler. Seems like he might have some items. He's carrying a tool, right? That could be useful. Retiree. I think he does properties. And then Hydro Dude. These aquatic ones are kind of tough in the sense that there are aquatic friends that do poison. And getting that poison fish is pretty nice since you can't find it within Dooley's kit. You have to go elsewhere to get it. But the poison opponents are tough to beat. Now, I can't remember if these piranhas are just like the little damage pokey things or if they are... if they're the poison units. I'm also a little worried about going up against a level 7 opponent when we're at level 4 and don't have a full stack of items. And so I'm going to take the Boiler Room Brawler out here. That seemed like a massive jump in EXP. That PvP guy on the right was giving 4 EXP and this guy was only doing 2. Very curious if a patch hit and I just didn't realize it. Very interested. That's okay though. We're crushing this round. Getting a lot of big health out of these things. Walter coolers doing the work. Glad to see these items see these rounds go to Sandstorm while we do at least have that permanently scaling bro out here. Yeah, we're gonna get him. The Sandstorm's doing the work. Appreciate it.
One more scar.
Gotta wonder if we couldn't have won that PvE round. That's where the experience is really gonna help, being able to feel better about knowing when we can beat some of these opponents. What do we got? Junk items, tool, or experience. Kind of interested in taking experience to see if we can't jump up to level 5 before we do the PvP round, and so let's go for that. Right, so as we purchase here, we're going to get that one last bit of EXP to level up. Is a bit worrisome though. We only have 3 gold, so I think we're stuck just getting a shield item. The fuck is this thing? When you sell this, give your items 2 value. Alright, whatever. I think we can at least fit this in our kit here. Like pulling out these 2 shield items at the top, they aren't really critical to the build, right? They're not friends, and so the The tourist chariot seems better than whatever these dum-dums do. Okay. What do we got? Gold, tool, or poison? Let's keep that poison stacking up. You got to deal damage sometime, right? Just zing him with that 4 hit of poison, turn after turn. Alright, some kind of scaling claws build. He's got lifesteal on those claws. I don't think we care. Does he ever deal enough damage? I don't know how much this is going to scale. Doesn't seem like he's outdoing our shields at this point. Getting those big poison stacks up to 20 poisons. Oh, my dude, look out. The 20 poisons rolling through. Seems like we're okay. Oh shit, we just got fucking blasted right at the end. Are you serious? Come on. Does that thing even have crit? That's one of the things I don't like about this game is you can't stop the battle and look at stuff. You can't go in and look at your opponent's build. There's no, like, it was nice in backpack battles being able to like replay the battle and see how things went and check it out. Like, even if there wasn't a combat log, it would be nice to need to push a button for the battle to end. So you can go and look at all your opponent's items at the end of the battle. I think it's a bit of a oversight at the moment. But alright, well, let's pick up a gold item. Maybe we'll get something to make our units suck less. So far, so bad. What is charging station? When you use the item to the left of this, charge the item to the right by 1. And then damage on the core, which does nothing. Force field I don't like. And then what's capacitor? It's so wild to me, right? Like, when is an item like this supposed to ever be good? It's an 8 gold item, so it costs 8 to purchase. After 8 seconds, you get to take 2 seconds off of another item's activation. Like, I guess there's supposed to be a world to where you develop enough of these charge items to just get, like, cost reductions all the way across the board, but this just seems like one of the shittiest items in the game. I don't know. Let's take a roll, see if we can't get a gold small item somewhere. Didn't turn up. I was worried that this shit was just going to be too expensive. Like, I don't hate Bulldozer. This is a large friend that can kind of work out, right? When you use a friend, he gets scaling damage, then your other friend's cooldowns are reduced significantly, but we definitely don't have $24 here. What's this, a memory card? Another one that's just hot shit. It only works on half of the cores and 12 seconds to get 1 gold. Doesn't seem worthwhile. Maybe I'm the dum-dum here, taking the gold round too early, but that was kind of brutal. What do we got here? Just dude sells items. I'm just going to take the chocolate bars, get the small amount of bonus health here, and just stack up a little bit of money. Now with this, when you sell this, give your items +2 sell value, right? So if I sell this tourist chariot now, which I'm kind of okay with as we're going to come out here and fight Infernal Envoy, is it going to give me like 10 gold out of these chocolate bars? I don't know. Let's find out. It does not. So it worked on all of our items on board, but it didn't hit the items in the stash. I really wish they would put in the stash when it affects things in the stash. And so I guess that was a bummer. Guess it was a bummer. So which one's this? Haste another item for 2 seconds. Okay. Bummer. I'm bummed out now. Just like, I'm okay with selling the item, but it's just one of those tooltip things that would make life so much easier to know. Alright, well, we're going after this burn guy. Another stack of items we'll never use. I guess we can land on some of these upgrade your burn items, sell things. I'm a little worried about going against the scaling burn, but it's not as intimidating as poison, right? Burn has to fight through your shields where poison doesn't. I don't think we're doing nearly enough damage, though. We've got him up to 8 poison, right? We're counting on the sandstorm for the damage this round, and he's got that 100 stack of burn on us. Ugh. Damn, not even close. Not even close. We gotta find another damage thing here. We're not dealing nearly enough. Alright, so what do we got? Burn, item, or shield skills? I think I'm still okay with the shield skills. Anything scaling? Medium shields? No. Small shields? Sure. Large shield thing, don't plan to have. Rightmost gets +5. Alright, kind of crappy. What do we got now? Large items, work at the docks, or gain gold. We'll do the docks. I think you pick up a skill off of this. Tool or shield. We'll go with the shield again. Alright, that's the one equal to your level. I was expecting the shield thing to come in and then just be like, oh fuck, it's gonna upgrade our... it's gonna be like the large item thing, but at least that didn't pop up. Here's that crit dagger, Vanessa. You crit, use this. Yeah, they haven't changed that at least. I'm not certain if a patch is hit or not. He doesn't have the full crit on this thing though. It's only at 85%. Not certain if we'll be able to stall through this. Another... Nope, there comes the big chain of crits. So it's like it's another round to where we're just not scaling in enough damage. We really got to find that another source of burn or another source of poison. Alright, let's go to Bazaar Con. Why not? Let's see everything the Bazaar has to offer. A diamond item from the Bazaar. It's tempting. It's tempting. Just every time I end up with like diamond items on Dooley, it's always that cryo chamber that blows up to blow up 2 items. And so it's like a large item that blows up 2 items. And I'm just not interested in that. Like it's such a crapper to have turn up, but I think we'll just take Swag Collector and hope. I don't know why we're hoping for anything. None of this ever works out, right? Charge an adjacent small item 3 seconds. Okay. Gunpowder and then monocle. Gain shield equal to your gold. That was fairly unimpressive. Get a friend. Okay. I guess he does damage, right? Not really. deals 20 damage for each weapon you have, which will be 0. I appreciate it. Haste items, docks, or an EXP. I think I'm going to go for the haste items here because I think it's another way to find Bomb Squad. At least if we can land on it, might be something. It's like I'm tempted to take Race Carl. I don't want it, but it is a friend that scales damage, and I think that's where we're hurting. Feels like something we're gonna buy and then just immediately sell, but we've got to have something start happening, right? What's gonna happen with these other things? So if we sell the multi-tool, if we sell Piggles, right? I don't think we want this thing. Well, if you win a fight, we haven't won a fight since 2004, so we'll skip over that one. Upgrade the duct tape, and now we've got the 2 hexes to get Race Carl in here. Doot. Alright, so what do we got? The Zookeeper. Probably nothing that we want. Foreman sounds like he's going to have items and stuff. Or Infernal. Can we ever beat Infernal? I don't know what he does. I bet it's another burn round. Alright, let's go for it. we gotta get some of these scaling burn items, right? Yeah, I want to get this big ass Ragnarok looking sword. Just fucking beat down with this thing. Are we doing it? We've got an assload to burn already, that's for certain. I don't know. It's like I see his health going down, so I want to feel good about it, but no. we're just out here getting fucked up. Oh, man. Okay. I knew better than that, but it is what it is. All right, what do we got left here? We're not going to level up this round. See this guy selling items. Maybe he'll have something useful. When this gains haste, weapon to the left. Now, not interested in that. Now, robotic facility is one that seems like it should be decent, right? Your friends have multicast and we're on a friend build. I haven't purchased this before, but like I feel like this thing has to be good, right? So let's see. Let's get rid of cybersecurity. Let's get rid of monocle. I don't have any ammo items, but we got to get up to $24, so that can go. This is one of these spots to where it seems like, I guess Race Carl doesn't seem that great with it. So we'll get rid of it. Duct tape sells for 2 and is not a friend. So that looks good. Now we're probably at the point to where we just don't use water cooler anymore, right? We're pretty close to dead. Scaling up, 20, 30 health around isn't that good at this point. So we'll get rid of it. Oh, do we still just have room? Okay. Well, if we've got room. It's kind of wild up to this point that we haven't found any ways to upgrade our core. Like a lot of the skills and a lot of the level up things will just level up your core. We seem like we're pretty deep into the game to have not found any at this point, but fuck me, right? I burn items, can't afford chocolate bars or silver. The 5 chocolate bars out of the free ones from the contest should give us 50, but the 3 silver ones should give us 60 health. So just fucking knocked your brain with some bust math. You're welcome. You got it here first. Dropping that bust math right on your dome. Okay, up against another Dooley. Let's see what we can do. We got the better skin, so we should be off to the races. See how we feel about this multicast. A lot of burn coming at us. It's a lot of scaling that worries me. This multicast's got to start popping. Seems like we're okay. Took us a while to get up and running, but it seems like our shields are going up. Got him up to that 40 poison. Big time in it. Yeah. Get fucked, bro. Make sure to talk shit anytime you win, because the wins feel good when they come with Dooley. You just got to get into the Dooley mirror matches to pull down some wins. All right. Bronze items, experience, or 1 experience. I'm going to pass on the junk items this round. Let's just take... She has the 1 experience thing in her, right? Deborah? Okay. I couldn't remember if it had another bonus attached to it. Now we got medium items, travel somewhere, or a small non-weapon item. That sounds like a friend. Bullshit. What's this? When you have burn, reduce this thing's cooldown. Garbage. Crit just does literally nothing. Get a tool, upgrade the core. Hey, it finally turned up. If you just start talking about it, it'll make its way here. And so now I know that we can't beat Radiant Corsair. We're definitely too weak for it. Viper Tyrant sounds like a poison thing, so let's battle the Thug. He doesn't seem like he's going to give us any items that we want, but he should be beatable. Scale up some of this health before the anchor hits. Alright, here comes the magic. The skills are blazing, multicasting and stuff. Multicast harder, friends. you just got trucked by an anchor. We really need the heal friend. That's the one that he heals whenever you haste, and so you don't have to count on item activations to have it pop off. It'd be a great replacement for this plus health bot. Although it does seem like our health is getting reasonably high. It worked, bro. Alright, what you got? Upgrade an item. Okay, okay. We can upgrade our robotics facility. That sounds awesome.
That's a fine piece.
Fuck them up, right? Your friends have multicast too. Seems pretty decent. Now we get to come out and buy some friends. Shitty ones. I don't want these guys. Alright. Make us feel good. It's at least an upgrade, huh? Not the ones we want. But is what it is. Alright, let's battle Vanessa. See if we can get OTK'd out here.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Where's that dagger at? Here it is. There's throwing knives coming in.
Land legs make
Didn't get insta-killed.
you
That counts for
move in
something,
straight
right?
lines.
Ugh. I'm not certain at what level of health we would need to survive that kind of thing. Sells items. It's like it's like the I know that the throwing knives are going to get nerfed, but it's like the interesting spot in the sense that like our build needs a certain amount of time to just work. It needs a certain amount of time to just run, and like I'm curious as to what max health we would need to be like, okay, well we have 6 seconds, and like our items can start to pop and start to do stuff, right? It's so awkward when you just fucking die before your 5 and 6 second items even get to activate once. But we've made some questionable choices along the way, I guess. Let's get these diamond chocolate bars. Another thing I'd like to see is if you don't have the bag space, say you only have 3 bags and you purchase the 5 chocolate bars, you just get the 3 that you had space for. It doesn't give you a warning or anything that, hey, you're about to buy shit and just lose it. I wish that there was a warning. What do we got? Selling stuff. Weapon skills definitely don't want. Non-weapon items could work. And these are these smaller guys that we're looking for non-weapon items. Didn't turn up. More garbage. Alright. Sad noise. What do we got here? The Burninator bot? It's only level 10. Huh. What do we need? Like, regardless of what happens, we're going to level up before the PvP round. Infernal Frigate. Seems like it's probably like a property or a vehicle kind of thing. Yeah. Cosmic Rock, I don't know what that is. That's what... I've lost all the confidence in our ability to beat a right PvE round. Holy shit, this guy was just accidentally the burn round. Oh shit. Did not expect that. It doesn't look like he has burn items that we actually want, but it's not what I was expecting. That Multicast 3 out here doing something. I think we're okay. All right. One around, fam. It feels pretty good. What you got for us? This big trebuchet. What's stronger, the trebuchet or the catapult? That reminds me. I was looking through like one of those calorie tracker apps, and I was looking for. I came across it. It's on Dairy Queen, and it's hot dog, and it lists it as a sandwich. And so, take that how you will. So soak that in as much as you want. Call Dairy Queen customer service. Let them know. However you want to do it's okay with me. But saw that hot dog in there listed as a sandwich, and I immediately knew that the catapult was the superior siege weapon to the trebuchet. Fucking got him. All right, so here I'm just gonna give up on taking the friends. Like I'm not certain how the game works in terms of, like, I think it's silver, 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 gold, silver, in terms of us, like, actually finding any of these smaller ones. It seems like these small ones have just kind of, like, crept away And if we're not going to find him at this point, we're not going to find him at all. And so just picking up the befriend doesn't strike me as that good. So I'm just going to take all of the max health on the round. What's this thing? Give an item a random enchantment? Okay.
What's your favorite color? Mine is
So who do we want to level up? I'm going to go with Copper Red. Well, probably shouldn't, right? If we pick up an enchantment that does like damage or gives like a stat line, you can't have more than 2 stat lines. And so if it picks up something that gives burn, it just doesn't work on Copper Red. So maybe we need to use it on... We'll probably keep Wallace the rest of the way. Or I guess we could just put it on the... It's like the cooldown on this thing is so slow. What did it even do? Your friends have an additional 1 multicast? Fuck me. If we can make it to 5 seconds, then we'll be okay. +3 regenerate is nothing at this stage of the game. Pick up the EXP. Alright, up against Vanessa. She's been killed once. She has no prestige left, and so see if that diamond throwing knife just OTKs us.
It makes this more fun.
Kind of survived a little bit. Oh snap, are we going to make it through? Did we get enough health to survive the bullshit? Oh, suck on it, bruh. Suck on it, bro. That multicast 4 is kicking in. we had enough max health to survive it. Nice. That feels good. Feels good to get around with Dooley. We're going to unlock a chest.
Bring her
Oh,
out.
man.
I've got another salvo.
Whew. We just need to have like 10k. 10k health. We can survive the shots. We can survive a skyscraper hit. Fuck me. Alright, weapons, chocolate bars, or get a friend. No, we don't want any weapons, so I guess we'll just get a little bit more health. What do we got? Small items, that's where we're gonna look. Maybe we'll find upgrade, or we'll find one of these small friends that we've been looking for the whole game. The heal friend, or the other burn friend. The scaling burn friend. Not here. Shit. I'll hit the reroll. Get disconnected. Whew. That made my day though. Getting that win versus Vanessa. That was what it was about. It was like I'd already just given up on it. I was like, all right, well, fuck me. We're just so dead. To see us fall down to like 10% health and then pull it back out. Ooh. That's what it's about. Let's fucking send him home. Alright, where we at? Don't want the raise. Take the reroll. Oh, we just don't have any money? That's why we can't reroll? I thought the game broke, but it was just we actually just didn't have any money. Alright, we'll take the EXP. Those didn't seem too spectacular. I guess we did have that 12 gold to sell. Can we beat this roaming island? Is this a skyscraper? It looks like it has a skyscraper on it. We'll battle. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about ourselves after we took down that Vanessa, so I gotta go against the big round here. I clicked on it. Thank you. What do we got? The Birds of Paradise out here. Here's one of these small poison friends I was talking about like an hour ago. Like getting jellyfish and catfish, they do work with like the friend theme. And it's just the only way to come out and find these if you're not outside of the things that are like buy Vanessa items or something. And so these are important rounds to be able to pick up, you know, as we really progress and get better at this game and learn what these PvE encounters are. We'll know that this is one to really kind of come out and look for. But that's why I'm kind of interested in, you know, marking down what all of these PvE encounters do. And so we at least are a little bit more than just like looking at the picture and being like, oh, well, it's a turtle with a building on it. Is the building a skyscraper? You know, like how am I supposed to know? So he's letting us get all this max health as well. It's kind of nice. Every time the thing activates, we get 40 health out of it. My computer might melt. I don't have the most powerful machine in the world. It's just I assume that like a 3060 is enough to run a children's card game, but maybe it's not. Say I got to get a 5000 series graphics card just to handle the Bazaar, get all the flashies on the screen in HD for everyone. Alright, what do we got? What's this thing do? When you slow, gain 2 regen. At the start of each hour, get a coconut or citrus. Alright, sure. So we can start the next fight with 900 shields. I'm kind of interested in that. When we go up against Vanessa, we can survive with 30 health. Monster skills sounds okay. What do we got? When you use a large item, haste an item. You haste everything anyways. When you heal poison 1, would be really strong if we had the heal friend, but we don't have it yet. Your left most and right most cooldowns by 5 sucks, and then at the start of each fight, deal damage equal to 15% of the enemy's max health. Alright, so our large item doesn't use. Our cooldowns don't matter. I mean, I guess dealing 15% health, just we're more of a scaling comp. I'm going to take the poison thing and hope that the item we want eventually turns up. Grab these loot items. So see, this is what really like burns my dick in terms of how this game works, right? If going back like 3 days when we sold that item with all of the coconuts in or all of the chocolate bars in our thing to see if it would put money on them, it doesn't do it, but it doesn't tell you that it doesn't affect anything in your stash. And then with the tropical island, right, at the start of each hour, get a coconut or citrus. We've picked up citruses and coconuts just with this thing sitting in our bag, but it doesn't say that, you know, it needs to like be on your board or something. Like I was thinking in my head, I'm going to get really fucking salty if I need to put the tropical island in the bag and then start the round and then move it back out just to get these coconuts. Like that's a real pain in the dick to have to do that, but it would just be really nice to know if this says at the start of each hour, get coconut or citrus, works in bag, or, you know, whatever, works in stash. Just fucking tell me. Give me the news. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case. Loving you. Is that it? Is that the right Huey Lewis? I had to change my lifestyle. I typically don't wear earbuds at the gym. It's just I believe in a thing called Kesha reps, right? This is a very important thing at the gym. When Broden blesses you with Kesha on the music system in the gym, you just get to go extra hard and you get extra strong. And so I didn't want to like force it. You don't force the blessings; they just have to be bestowed upon you. So I didn't wear earbuds. I just, you know, raw dogged it at the gym with whatever the DJ was playing that day. But there's a dude at the gym now that's just so fucking annoying. I have to put in earbuds, and I had a bunch of 80s jams on today. It's just there's people in the world that the only thing that they say is something that they've regurgitated off of Twitter or they've regurgitated off of Reddit, and they never speak an original thought to you for the entirety of their life. They just speak to you whatever they saw on their algorithm that day, and it's just like babble on and on and on of this dude's algorithm. I've been like lifting at this gym for a few months now, and every time the guy's there, I just get to soak up his algorithm and never hear an original thought. Probably don't want to hear an original thought from this guy, but you know, it's the way life goes, I guess. How's this going? I gotta go and get that upgraded graphics card. OBS says I'm only using 15% CPU, so it's got to be my graphics card, right? Too many flashies on the screen. Can't handle these 4x multicasts. I think we're winning the round, right? It's lagging all the fuck, that's for certain, but it seems like we might win. Maybe we'll take the servers down. Where are we at? We got 5k health. Our health bar looks low, but our health is actually high. His shield thing does do 1300 a hit, which is a little frightening, but... Did we win? No, we didn't win. Okay. Well, we'll play Reynad that replay and tell him to put a little more high speed in the game. So, all right, with this spot, like with these free diamond items, it's just so random, and the diamond items with Dooley tend to be that really big arena thing that we don't want. So I'm just going to get stuck with the random enchantment. It's not ideal by any means, but it just kind of fucking is what it is. Now here, enchant an item with poison effect. I'm going to put that on the bomb squad. Ooh, maybe we put it on the core. The core, well, the bomb squad's got to be activating at like 3.5 seconds when it has haste. Well, I guess the core will have haste as well. But when we use... Okay, let's do the core. I think the core gets haste. Alright, so we got 8 poison on it now. Ready to fuck something up. Where'd our fucking core go? There we go. So what do we got? Gunpowders. Let's go ahead and sell that coconut. Feels like we're really behind in terms of skills, but we're just saving up for the good ones, right? We got these diamond skills turning up. All weapons have double damage, just pure garbage with us. Half health, slow stuff is fine. Leftmost shield is garbage. Alright, fall below half health. Slow enemy items for 3 seconds. I guess that'll work. Large items, enchant an item with shield effects, okay. Don't want to use anything that's already enchanted, so I guess this is where we'll go bomb squad. I still intend to sell Walter. I mean, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe Walter is just good enough at this point. Right? I mean, we've got 5k health. Dude's out here just doing the fucking work. He's like, I've given you 3k health, bro. How about you fucking pay a little respect? What do we got? Boss, Harrow. I don't know what any of these do. We'll just fight the Frost guy. I think this guy, like, maybe we shouldn't have picked that one. I think he does it when you use an item, it freezes it for 3 seconds. And I don't think we can beat that. Yeah, he's got this thing. When an enemy uses an item, freeze it for 2 seconds. Holy fuck, this is just so choppy now. The game cannot handle the 4x multicast. It's a pleasing experience for everyone, I'm sure. just watching it lag, I don't know. Like, can we... Where are the settings at? Did that fix it? Just got to turn the deeps down. I'll set it on the highest number because that's what you're supposed to do. All right, so what's going on? Now that we can almost see what's happening with the round, we're just going to start getting clubbed by this 2.5k damage maul. I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. What do these items do if you even get the win, though? When you sell this, your leftmost freeze item, we didn't have any business. Like, we knew this was going to be a freeze guy, and we weren't going to get any, like, reasonable freeze effects. I guess you can pick up a skill right at the start of each fight, freeze some shit. That might have been okay. There are some that when you haste, you get to freeze something, which would have been good, but... Alright. Let's get those last hits in, bro. I can't handle the lags anymore. Gotta tell Reynad to fix the lags. We got him to half health, though. Alright, well, this hammer is about to hit. That's gonna KO us. Alright. 4x multicast. We've learned our lesson. Oh, small items. Okay. Give us those upgrades. Nothing. I'm pretty certain this is the kind of thing, right, to where these early game items that we want just don't turn up anymore. I don't know, I've been seeing GPUs the whole time. Bummer.
If you want something big and ugly,
We got shield skills, sure. Anything scale? When you use the core, shield items gain 10 shield. That's what we want. So we've got ourselves in a pretty good space. It's just we can't we can't beat any of these OTK champions. I don't feel too too good about fighting these Vanessas. We haven't fought Pygmalin in a very long time. The skyscrapers must have gotten banned or something. But oh my gosh. Well, shit. I guess I restarted the game, and it took us to the next day. So I guess we beat that Vanessa. Go us. Did that well. I'm gonna go ahead and take this bonus shield here. See if we can't win some of this stuff. What do we got? Diamond items. Man, it's just like if one of these small diamond friends actually turns up, we should be kind of off to the races. And so, like, you got to try and shoot for it. These aren't it. Antimatter chambers. I keep harping on that. Turns up all the time that we never want. Shit, we don't even have the money for this, right? I hit reroll. I say I don't have the money for it, and then just immediately reroll. So, all right, we'll quit doing that nonsense. We gotta stay on some of this cheap stuff while we can. Upgrade our leftmost item. I mean, I'm leaning towards this. This squad. I still have it in my head that we're eventually going to sell off the Walter Cooler, but maybe we never do. All right, we'll fight the hulking experiment. I don't think we ever get anything fighting Property Baron. We're not going to pick up any more properties this game. It's getting so choppy. We might just have to call it a day soon. I know we're already over an hour. I try to keep these videos that I know it's going to go long with the Bazaar, but I'd like to keep things below an hour if we can. You've already got enough prime content out here, right? We talked about the election, we talked about the guy at the gym and earbuds and Huey Lewis and shit, and so you've gotten your fill. I give you enough. I got you what you deserve. You don't get any more. Let's crush this guy though. Maybe we will get one of these poison stacks to put on our friend over here. Nope, get the building. It's gonna sell these gunpowders. We're never gonna get a ammo item. Alright, what do we got? Sell stuff. Sell burn skills. We can afford a 12 cost skill.
I was born in a volcano, all right. I know my incendiary.
When you use your leftmost item, burn. That seems decent. Or there we go, right? When you use a friend, burn too. That's exactly what we need. That ought to be enough to take these people down.
There's more than one way to burn.
Come in and grab the experience. Alright.
I sell nasty stuff.
Another Vanessa. We've been taking these. This is like 2 in a row. We've taken down these Vanessas, right? Did we finally get enough health to just soak that that dagger shot? And so like once we soak that initial dagger shot, Vanessa can't do anything about it. Like I'm not real confident in it. I guess if you have like 150 damage dagger and it crits to 300 and it hits 10 times, that's only 3,000 damage. Already clicked the portrait, so it's like I don't want to reset the game and then just be like, oops, we lost. We didn't even get to see it. It's okay. We're in the beta. These things are expected.
My fight isn't
There
with
we go.
you, but if you insist.
What the fuck? What are all these heal things? Just coming at us with heals and poison and freezing our stuff? Oh, that is not what I expected out of Vanessa. Glad to see it though. You gotta like seeing that. I think we're doing okay though. It's like under normal circumstances when you like activate a unit that just does its thing once and then you're done. Like we should probably get crushed in that case, but when we activate a thing and it works 4 times and then you get frozen, like that seems pretty strong. We're getting poisoned out now. Fuck.
You fall like a boulder. I flow like a
Dang. Interesting. Glad to see a non-OTK Vanessa come out here, collect our one trophy, and call it a day. And so that's a start with Dooley. The thing I kind of wanted to talk about with the recap with Dooley is, I'm very interested in what the Tempo team decides a game length should be. Not game length in terms of playing through like 10 days or whatever, but game length in terms of one particular battle. And on the high end of the spectrum, it's just dealt with the sandstorm, right? You battle for 30 seconds, whatever it is, the sandstorm starts, and then it will eventually end due to that scaling damage. But on the bottom end is where that gets interesting, in that you have to kind of pick a point to where you say anything that OTKs faster than this has to be nerfed, right? If you have builds that are killing in 3.5 seconds, like the skyscraper build, like you kill so many players before their items even get to activate that it just like something has to be done, right? If you look at our build here, like the core activates at like 7, like this is hard to see. It doesn't have there we go. Like that core doesn't activate. Copper Red activates at 6. Chris is at 5. Walter's at 10. Shield thing is at 7. Wallace is at, guess he doesn't get to show his, and then the robotic facility doesn't have a cooldown, but like our shortest cooldown is at 5. Is it reasonable to kill opponents in under 5 seconds? Probably not. Is it reasonable to win in 7 seconds? Maybe. But on the kind of flip side of the coin, when you start to drag that out, when you take the aggro decks out of the format, then these like scaling builds really start to take over, and you run into the space like you would see in LOR, as to where like a Nora deck was extremely good against all of the decks slower than Nora, but they couldn't beat anything faster than Nora. And so it kind of like tips the scales in terms of like, well, if scaling is all you can do, then I'm just going to scale as hard as I can, and it runs into a different problem. And so I'm very curious to see how the balancing goes in terms of how, like, should a fight last 10 seconds? Should a fight last 15 seconds? Like, what is the expectation on us being able to get these activations, right? If you're looking at a scaling unit like Walter, should he be able to activate like 3 times around? Probably not, but like at least once around, probably. And so I'm curious to see how that goes. It just feels very, very important in the terms of Dooley, and that he is like this big scaling kind of champion, to where we're generating all of these friends. They interact with each other. They interact with the main core. And if the battle starts, you activate Chris Army Knife once, and then you're dead. Dooley is just never going to be a success. And so I think he'll be interesting. Again, I feel like he should be a good starter champion, like you would see out of Garen and League, or as you would have out of Elites and LOR, in the sense that what he's trying to do is fairly straightforward. You look at your core, it says, oh, do stuff with friends. And so friend, pick up all the friends and go off to the races like that. And it's not necessarily like super easy, right? We didn't really dig into the build today, but going for smalls, like ignoring some mediums, some larges, actually fitting a large in the build here. Like, there is a lot of give and take to these builds, and a lot of decisions to be made outside of, just take every single friend that you see. And so I think he's going to be a very interesting champion. He's just unfortunately not that good at the moment. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So, hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin'. Thank you for being here.